It could have been 4-0 actually after 8 or 9 minutes, and then it became a real battle.
Yes, I think quick up, and as you say, we had done I think good chances with Garnacho, with Ressi on 3-4-0, and I think then we lose a little bit focus. We are not so strict in what we should do, and then they came more in the game, and we dropped too deep. We allow them too many passes in between the lines, and then we have to defend the box, and we give some chances away, and then they get, of course, the 2-1, and that's no good. But after halftime, I think we picked it up, and we had several chances. So many chances, 1-against-1. It was Garnacho, it was Ressi again, it was Bruno. So we had so many chances. I think we should have go for 3-1 in such moments.
I would also say that obviously in the second half they had some pressure, and I thought Johnny Evans in the second half was brilliant for you. He was outstanding leading that defence under some pressures in the second half.
He did well, and as you say, of course, they go and to build some pressure on, and they bring crosses in, and they had some shots, but not the chances we had. And there were big chances, and with our abilities we should have scored.
You would have been extremely frustrated had they got a late equaliser. Perhaps your heart was in your mouth when Ross Barkley had that header that just hit the top of your crossbar last minute.
Yeah, then of course it can always happen in a cross-in or a corner. You concede if you don't execute the 3-1.
It's a really good run you're on now. 7 matches unbeaten in all competitions. Away victories, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Aston Villa, now Luton. You must be feeling that your side are really making good progress now.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. We're making the progress, but also you see we have to stay focused during the whole game. When you switch off, and I will not even say switch off, but do a little bit less, then you get punished. And we can't afford this. So we have to be all time 100% focused, do your job, work together, in and out of possession, then you can control the games. And otherwise, you give what could have been an easy win, now it was a difficult win.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
He'll be having coffee and 2 watermelon sugars right now.
Nice. Come on, you just don't deserve that, Gary.
I couldn't think of any more Harry Styles songs. Gary, welcome. You've joined us. You satisfied with what you've seen today?
Yeah, I think United deserved to win. I think second half performance was probably better and more measured than the first half. The first 10 minutes were fantastic, but then for 30 minutes I thought Luton could have scored, 2 or 3 goals themselves. In the second half, Luton's last part of the game let them down in the final third, but I thought United defended pretty well. I thought Evans and Varane positioned themselves well on those crosses, and obviously the 4 1-on-1. I think Garnacho had one, Højlund had one, and I think Fernandes had 2 big chances. The 4 between those 4, they should have at least taken one of them.
Do you take encouragement for the way they sort of managed the second half today?
Yeah, I thought they actually I thought they were professional in the second half. I thought they were a lot better in their performance, more measured. First half, they just went. They lost the discipline. Maguire and Casemiro have had to be hooked at half time. They were all over the place at times, and you just thought, how can they go from here to there within halves of games? Well, that's what they are. They are inconsistent, but I think Ten Hag will be a lot happier in the second half with his performance, even though they didn't score.
Let's have a look at what Manchester United have got to come, their immediate challenges. And remember, we're talking about this in the context of potential Champions League football again next season. This is how it looks. Their next 6, Fulham at home, then Nottingham Forest in the Cup, before the Manchester derby. Ideally, they want to get unscathed to that point, don't they?
No, I think what they'll look at that Manchester derby as is obviously it's just a game where everyone has to go into it. Most teams get beat against City away, but Tottenham play Villa, I think, in 2 weeks as well. So they'll see it as a little bit of a cancellation of that. I think what they'll do is they'll look around those games, though, and think they can win. You couldn't get a more friendly run of games than you've got, other than that City game, which I think, like I say, that's just a freak game that everyone has during the season.
Jamie, are they forcing their way into the conversation for the top 4, do you think?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. They're absolutely in that mix right now, and they've just got to make sure, as Gary mentions, that Man City game, that whatever way it goes, you don't let it finish your season if you don't get a result, or if you get something that can give you that momentum. But they're playing well, they've got confidence, they've got a real belief at the moment, there's a bit more excitement about the club, and they're a lot more enjoyable to watch.
Good to see you, Eric. Thank you. Just break off from that conversation because the man in that picture, Erik ten Hag, has just joined us pitch side here at Kenilworth Road. And here he is. Congratulations, Erik. What are your thoughts about the performance, first of all?
It could have been an easy game after, say, 10 minutes, but in the end it was a difficult game because we didn't take the chances and then we allowed them to get back in the game.
Well, first of all, you must have been thrilled with the start you made. 2 up after 7 minutes.
Well, very good. But then after, I think with Garnacho and Ressi, we had big chances to make 3 and 4-0. And then I think we dropped too deep. Well, we let them, or we allowed them to get back in the game. We didn't close the half spaces where they passed the balls in. And then our centre halves has to come out. We allow them then shots and crosses. And yeah, you get difficult. But second half as well, we didn't take the chances, and there were so many and big chances.
Erik, you scored 2 goals in the first half, but were you happier with the performance in the second half? You were more measured in the second half, I thought.
I think second half we should have scored. I think with and Bruno and Garnacho and Rashford, there were not, so opportunities. There were 100% chances. And definitely one has to go in, and then you make your life easy. Now we kept them in the game.
What at half-time when you took off Casemiro and Harry Maguire, obviously they were on bookings. Were you certain you should take them off, or were you thinking, should we leave one on, maybe take one off? How were you approaching it?
I saw the reaction from the refereeing on it, and my thought was, maybe with the next one they would go off, and I wouldn't take that risk. And as well, because we have been Scott McTominay and Johnny Evans, we have good replacement. So don't go into that risk. Take them off. And yeah, I think it was the right decision because also you see the performance from both was very good.
So do you go away really happy that you've got to win, or do you go away, Erik, more concerned that having had 7 shots in that first 13 minutes, Luton then had 10 on your goal?
As I say, I think we are dropping too deep, and it was too easy going. We lose a little bit focus. But maybe because it was so easy in the first 10 minutes, and you score twice, and then you see with some players they go a little bit less, and you can't afford this. Definitely not against a side as Luton Town, because I analysed them. When they lost their games, they only lost twice with 2 goals difference. And the last weeks, they are really in an upward trend. So yeah, you have to be ready, and you have to be 100% focused, and that is something I think we lost after 10 minutes.
Erik, I want to ask you about Rasmus Højlund. When he first come, obviously struggled in the Premier League, was scoring goals in the Champions League. How difficult was for you as a manager to keep him going, to keep his confidence up, and how proud are you now of what he's achieving right now?
It was one of the things where we recruited him on his character. And I knew he's a very strong character. Although he's 21 now, he can really perform under stress. And that is one of the big skills you need as a Man United striker. And he doesn't get nervous or lose confident when he's not scoring. But of course it would have helped. For instance, when the first game he came in against Arsenal, 100% penalty he didn't get. Then against Brighton, the game after, he scored a goal and he didn't get. Because when you have to get into a new league, in a new team, especially in a big club, then you want to build quickly that confidence. Because it will help. Once you are in the run, you see it. Now he's scoring, he touched the ball and he's in. And I think that's the way he is now. He has a lot of confidence, and I'm sure he will score even more.
Erik, do you feel like the form that you're in now, that you're back in Champions League form? Obviously last season you achieved Champions League football, you're getting closer to Villa, to Tottenham all the time. Do you feel like the bit between the teeth is there now?
I think we are back in the race and we building momentum. And now we have to keep this going. We have to keep working on our game and build the pressure on them. And we have to go from game to game. Every game is first a final to get closer to them and make more distance to the teams who are behind us.
In the meantime, there seems to be an awful lot happening off the pitch as well, Erik. The speed of change that we read about with the partial takeover led by Sir Jim Ratcliffe. We read as well that Dan Ashworth is the number one choice to be the sporting director, and a rebuild of a recruitment team as well. Do you support all that change?
I have very good contact. I know what's going on. So I think for Man United it's very good that we built a strong organization. They are highly ambitious. So good people are always welcome because it's teamwork by the end of the day, and we need good people in and the right strategies. You see with Ineos coming in, they're spreading high ambitions, and that I think what belongs to Manchester United because I think we are in the project and they can help us, they can support us to accelerate this project.
All right, Eric, we wish you luck with all of that and for this run to continue. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
You're welcome. Okay.
4 wins out of 4 and we are back in the race, says Eric Ten Hag, who leaves us. He's got to be happy with another victory chalked off here this afternoon at Kenilworth Road. Gary, your thoughts on what he had to say?
I think you can feel that he doesn't give a lot away, Eric Ten Hag, but you can see that he's a lot more confident in his team and that they're in a lot better place. I think he'll fancy they'll get to top 4. I think he'll really fancy hunting down Tottenham and Villa, and I think they'll be feeling the pressure a little bit. I'm not saying they'll get there, but I think you can see there's a little bit of the bit between the teeth.
I use the word momentum. It's huge in football. They're the team that everyone's looking at now. They're on a good run, and I think this run has certainly helped too. If you look at Chelsea and with Mauricio Pochettino, sometimes you've got to give managers time. Because I remember talking after the Tottenham game, he looked at where they were and the frustrations of how they were playing. He's fallen on a team now. There's a bit of confidence. There's a bit of belief in how they're playing. Players like they're enjoying themselves again, and that's so important. And that.
Join us now. Rasmus, thank you so much for coming to speak to us.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Give us your perspective on the game, which you had a brilliant start to.
Yeah, like you said, a good beginning. 2 good and fast goals, and then we drop off a little bit. We get unfocused, and they get one back, and then we know with this crowd and this pitch and this atmosphere, and 2-1 is always not it's a dangerous result. And then we go to the break, and I think actually we create a lot of chances in the second half. We just need to score. I have one as well, and a little bit annoyed by that.
Let me ask you about what you've talked about, the atmosphere, the pitch, the surroundings. Did you find it quite a unique experience?
We know that every away ground in the Premier League can be very, the presence is immense. But we have to deal with it. We are Manchester United, so I think we got a little bit lucky today, but all that matters is the 3 points.
We've got the goals that you scored to show you, Rasmus, on the screen. You can have a look. So the first one comes up to 37 seconds.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
This is nice, Rasmus, because what we noticed at half times, you gamble. Look at your position there, and then you just have that anticipation. You smell something might happen.
Yeah, you're right. I thought that this could be something, and I already knew that I was going to go past him. Then I have a lot of speed, so just drag it to my left foot and then go past him and put it in the back of the net.
You kind of made it look very easy.
Yes and no. I was a little bit unsure of the touch because I thought that it was maybe going to go a little bit too short, but in the end it was a good goal.
And the second goal, Rasmus, we were doing analysis at half-time. Personally, the 3 of us, the pundits, said absolutely you meant it. The presenter, not so much. But we were convinced that you meant this.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks,
I think you can see it kind of... I turned my body there and then just flick it in.
That's an incredible reaction.
Yeah, it is. I was surprised that was such a good goal, to be fair. But it's... I've actually tried to train, not finish like this, but like shoulders and just, when you do kickoffs and stuff and you just struggle a little bit with the ball. Yeah, so, also at the moment, have a lot of confidence. So, it goes in.
You talk about confidence. You came to the Premier League, lots of money, expectation. You didn't score in your first 14 games. Did you ever doubt yourself?
No, I never doubted myself, but of course you can be a little bit down when you're not scoring in the Premier League, especially when you're that young and the expectation is that high. But I always believed in myself. I scored a lot of goals in the Premier League, in the Champions League as well. So I knew it was just a matter of time. Keep working on my finishing and my confidence doing in training, and learning my teammates, getting the understanding of where to position myself, whether right back or the left back or Rashi, Ghana, Anthony, whomever playing on the wing, and with Bruno as well.
We see the way you work and obviously we admire the way you work. Jamie made a really good point. We're looking at all of your kits on the pitch everyone else has got pristine white kits. Your kit is muddy as anything. And that tells us that not only have you got the quality to score the goals that you've scored, but you give a good shift. And against a team like this, how important are you to your team with the way you put your body and put yourself about?
Yeah, I always try to do my best. I always, try to put also when we are in front of the goal, I try to do the extra pass to win the game. I think the most important is to get 3 points. Even though I also want to score, I know that's part of my game as well. But I take the fights, whatever I will do to get the 3 points in the end.
And how much is it helping you? You mentioned some of your teammates, but certainly for the last few games, when this scoring run has been happening, you've had Alejandro Garnacho on one side, you've had Marcus Rashford the other side, you've had Bruno Fernandes behind you. Is that helping you in your game?
Yeah, 100%. It's quality players. I play for probably one of the biggest clubs in the world, so it's quality players I train and play with every day. Especially the guys I have around me. I'm very happy for them, and I just want to keep playing with them and get even better, and hopefully they can also get better, and we can grow together. And
we're saying it because you've won 4 on the bounce now in the Premier League. That momentum is building. Do you feel that?
Of course, this was massive today. Closing an even closer gap to Spurs, who lost some points as well, and Villa and Spurs have each other, I think maybe next round already. And then again, we need to keep pushing. It's our target to get the Champions League football and go as far in the FA Cup as well. We need to remember that. It's very important for us to win trophies, so we will do everything possible to go and win everything.
4 straight wins, 7 in 6. Congratulations, Rasmus. Well done, and thank you for coming to speak.
Well, what a victory it was for Manchester United in the end. A disappointing afternoon for Luton Town. Harry Styles was there to watch his team take all 3 points, and Ten Hag would have been delighted with his team making it now 4 wins in a row. And we know that Luton Town make it tough for any side that travels to Kenilworth Road. Rasmus Højlund, of course, also setting a new record of becoming the youngest player in Premier League history to score in 6 consecutive games. He took on your advice, didn't he?
And he's in good company. So only 3 other players, Man United players, ever done that. Scoring 6 in the row. It's Van Nistelrooy. He's done it 3 times.
Amazing, eh?
Then Cristiano Ronaldo. And who was the last one?
Cantona.
Yes.
I do listen to you, Peter.
But he's in good company, you know.
Yeah,
and with him, I'm not saying he's only 21, right? So he's promising a lot. So I'm saying that he could be looked at in that bracket, that he could move into that sort of that stardom, that guy that puts a ball away and scores him 25, 30 goals a season. He has got that. We've seen that again today. He's got everything in his locker. I think the team needs to understand him a little bit better, but that will take time, and they will come with the time. But the guy is fantastic, man. He's strong and he gets the chances. He missed 1 today, but he scored 2.
And we're hoping, actually, we're going to get to talk to him a little bit later, and we'll definitely be hearing from him. So what did you make, Karen, overall of Manchester United's performance today?
I thought I really enjoyed the first 10 minutes. I know that's the obvious, but I did. I thought they managed the game well in that 10-minute period because I was concerned about how Luton would come out. They usually start really fast, really aggressive. And then as much as I know we're critical of them missing the chances, Manchester United, and they should have, they underperformed in terms of their XG today. I was quite pleased they saw the game out. Nonetheless, they made changes to their back line, with Shaw going off, Maguire had to go off, Casemiro had to go off. So big players and senior players, and yet the second half, I thought they, weathered the storm at times and realistically should have gone and won the game by a lot more than 2-1.
Yeah, Luton Town didn't test Onana too much in that second half, did it?
No, they had a lot of the ball and they turned the game really, really quickly. And another thing they did as well was every time there was a stop, they restarted the game very, very quickly. So they were trying to sort of put the pressure on all the time. I said this before. I was really pleased to see Johnny Evans in there. I thought he was a man mountain in that centre defence. He was all the corner kicks. He was heading them away. All the crosses. Luton puts a lot of crosses in the box. They never really created big chances. They had sort of small opportunities to create those chances, but I think he was fantastic. I thought Lindelof coming on in the second half, yes, he got the yellow card, but I thought he dealt really well with controlling that side. And again, I have to say, Kobe Mainoo. I mean, he's 18 years old. I mean, he plays like he's played for 10 years.
He's got maturity about him,
exactly,
hasn't he?
He doesn't make many mistakes. And you expect an 18-year-old to make some kind of mistake, or a mistake now and again. And playing in midfield, so it's 360. It goes on around you. You're not on the side where you can look in. You're not up front where you look back. You're not at the back where you look for. You have that, and it's like every time he gets a ball, he's dealing with that in a very sensible way and a constructive way as well. So I'm very impressed with him as well.
Okay, well, let's take you back to the very start, the bit that Karen and everyone enjoyed the most. The first 7 minutes or first 15 minutes was brilliant, wasn't it? But the first minute, Højlund got on the score sheet.
Yeah, and look, this was what I thought, Luton pushing everybody forward and actually not thinking about let's take care of our business in terms of defensively. And the pass that you don't want to give it to in that mistake from Bell was this man Højlund, because he's not going to miss. And this is what I was on about. Everyone's squeezing up. You can put a blanket on all of them, which I think we're going to do on this bit. They're all in there thinking about, let's go after Man United, their weakness in the first maybe minute or so. But Man United dealt with it. And this man Højlund, he just sniffed out that Bell might make the chance. Ashu takes his eye off of him and doesn't track him, and then bang, taking it round the goalkeeper, which Garnacho should have done in the second half.
And
Bruno, and finished it. But he's so quick, so strong, and look, he's just in a great form at the moment, isn't he, Højlund? So a really bad mistake, and it was something that you just, from a Luton's perspective, you're thinking, what a terrible start to the game.
Well, it's really impressive. You have that kind of start to a game. You're at home. It's Manchester United you're playing against. It's not, it is Manchester United. It's a big, big game for them. I'm quite impressed with how they recovered from that. I know they had to go 2-0 down before they really recovered, but I mean they did really well. And here we see Rasmus Højlund, the youngest player ever to score 6.
Yes.
I mean.
Isn't that incredible? It's
so
considering how he started, and I know earlier on you were telling us and you showed us a run of how actually, even though he didn't score much in his opening games, he was really selfless, very unselfish as a player, did a lot more. But now to see him scoring, you can just see he's really gained confidence.
But we've had a few strikers who's had a hard time scoring in the beginning of their Manchester United career.
Is that because of the pressure it comes with, do you think?
Well, it's a lot of things, but a lot of them are folk heroes at Old Trafford because of what they did without scoring. So the work rate, the showing that I really, really want to do well for the team, playing for the team. So I'm thinking of players like Diego Forlan, for instance. He's an absolute hero at Manchester United. He didn't score for a long, long, long time. And the same goes for Højlund. So the fans straight away, they can see what this guy he is. He's someone who's willing to work hard. He's quick, he's strong, and they can see it's there or thereabouts. It's not. It doesn't. He's a little bit off scoring goals, and it will come. Everyone can see that, so they've been supporting him, and of course the goals are coming now. And if he can stay injury free, there are no boundaries to what this guy can achieve. He is so good, and I've been following for a while. It's literally just what I've seen all the time. So I'm not even surprised that he's had this run of scoring.
Yeah, plenty of potential. Still so young, as we've seen, 21 years old, and then he scored again.
Yeah.
7 minutes after scoring.
Hopefully we get to ask him, did he mean it or did he not? But maybe at the start of the season, this doesn't go in. Sometimes that little bit of luck, it doesn't happen for you. But, it comes on the edge of the box. Garnacho's not marked, but there's Højlund there. He just peels off. Shot comes in, and I think he does chest it in the right direction. I don't think he's trying to get out of the way. I think he's trying to chest it more towards the goal, and you get your bit of luck. But I really do think at the start of the season, that might not have gone for him. But you're in the run of form that you're in. It goes in the back of the net, and you're thinking happy days. But like Peter says there, you make your own luck when you work hard.
It's interesting when we see from all these different angles. Some of the angles, it looks very, very much on purpose.
Yeah.
And some of them, it looks like he's getting out of the way.
We're going to ask him.
So let's hope we can get to talk to him and ask him about this.
I'll leave it to you two to ask him that.
I'll bet you what he's going to say. He said, of course I meant it.
Of course he will. Of course
he's a striker.
And we talked about the front three, Rashford and Garnacho and Højlund. Do you really feel and do you see that really coming together? Are you liking that front three?
Yeah, it's getting a lot better. In the beginning of the season, it was very much one man for themselves. So getting into crossing position. So you got Garnacho on one side, you got Rashford on the other side. A lot of Man United play is crosses, wingers being quick, getting into crossing positions, and then actually crossing the ball. That's not happened in the beginning of the season. Very slowly, they're starting to see what Højlund's strength is. So even when they're used to being so quick, that when they look up, there's nobody there, and nobody there. So they're used to, they have to do, if they get into these positions, they have to finish the job themselves. But now they're looking up, they've got somebody who's equally as quick as them, and he is making those runs. So they're seeing this slowly, and that will only get better with time.
Yeah, I mean, it has. We've seen them go from strength to strength. I mean, it's something that you noticed as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well when Shaw gets back to more fitness, I think he'll offer that natural width, and Højlund will get more opportunities as well, I'm sure, which we'll ask him maybe.
We will, and you know what? I am delighted to say that Rasmus Højlund joins us live on the show. Rasmus, congratulations. I have Karen Carney and Peter Schmeichel here with me in the studio, and I'd like to start by saying, Teluga flott mil de tobol. If that makes sense.
It was close.
I blame my teacher. He didn't teach me very well.
You can let Peter say it then.
Am I a good teacher or what?
Well, clearly not.
I think it needs a little bit of practice, but I was all right.
Basically, I'm trying to say congratulations. How did it feel? I mean, you've set a new record as well. You're the youngest player in Premier League history to score in 6 consecutive games. That's a big accolade.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It took a little bit of a while, but now it's up and running, and I'm very happy.
Rasmus, also, you're in good company now, because there's only 3 other players, United players in the Premier League, who's ever scored 6 in consecutive games. And it's Ronaldo, it's Eric Cantona and Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy's done it 3 times. How does that make you feel, being in that company?
World-class players, legendary statuses as well in this football club. So it's massive, but I'm still very hungry, and I want to keep climbing. I want to keep being better and better and better. Right now it's working a lot, but it's about keeping the momentum and keep improving.
I texted you earlier on today. I said, enjoy the stadium, enjoy the atmosphere there. How was that?
Yeah, it was very intense, to be fair. This is a special crowd.
I'm Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by former Arsenal fullback Lee Dixon, and without doubt a match with the potential to bring genuine excitement. It's Luton Town taking on Chelsea.
Hi Derek, thank you. Well, both managers will be reminding their players how important.
Well, it could be on for him here. Is it going to be? Keeper getting the touch. And it's gone behind for the corner. Over it comes. Well, did his job defensively. And they'll get ready for the throw-in. Pearson. So after that, a goal kick it'll be. Well, pick your adjective where Hakim Ziyech is concerned. Explosive, I think, might be in a... Can they take the lead here? And mistimed the run, sadly. That's offside. Throw-ins given. This looks promising.
Well, it's the care and attention, all that work.
And a blunder by the keeper. Werner. Promising attack, but his timing was off. Well, they've lost possession of the ball. Nicely cut out. Oh, that's an interesting pass. Ziyech. In it goes. An early goal. No wonder they're celebrating.
Well, as we look at this again, the keeper's every right to ask where his back line was, but 2v1 in the end. He's thinking now, is he going to pass or go round me. He's got no chance.
Well, real difficulty keeping the ball. Ball's gone.